Welcome to step 7. By the end of this step, you will be very comfortable converting and interpreting units. To start with, I've given you a list of some very common unit conversions. These are the ones that seem to appear most frequently. This is not all of the conversions, it's just many that we will use in this step as we complete some of our problems. There's a variety of ways to convert units. The way I'm going to show you is a way that might seem a little bit like too much for the simple problems, but by the time we get to the harder problems, you'll probably appreciate having one method that works on all the problems. So bear with me as we start with some of these easier problems. The first one is 5 feet converted to inches. How many inches are in 5 feet? To begin, draw a bar going across your workspace. Then we're going to write 5 feet on the top of the line in the left area. That's what we're starting with. Next, we're going to draw a vertical line. Now, we're trying to convert feet to inches, so we're going to go up to our list and see if we can find a conversion factor that connects feet and inches. And right off the bat, I see one. It's the very first one. 1 foot is 12 inches. So I'm going to put that down here. 1 foot is 12 inches. Now, I want to take this conversion factor and I want to put it into my dimensional analysis chart in a way that the feet will cancel out. Now, if you recall from grade school, when you want to cancel things out, they cancel from top to bottom when you're trying to reduce a fraction, for instance. So I need to put the feet on the bottom. How many feet? 1 foot. And on the top, I will put 12 inches. Now, I've actually made my line a little too long, so I'll get rid of the excess. I'm ready to compute. If you'll notice, the feet on the top cancel with the feet on the bottom. And what I'm left with is inches, which is exactly my goal. So all I need to do is multiply across the top. 5 times 12 gives me 60. 1 on the bottom. And my units are inches. So for my final answer, I'm going to put 60 inches. I don't need to put 60 over 1 because it means the same thing. Let's try converting cups to pints. Again, I'm going to start with a horizontal bar. I'm going to begin by putting 6 cups in the top left area. Now I'm converting cups to pints. So if you look up at the top, do we have a conversion factor that connects cups with pints? Sure enough, we do, right here. 1 pint equals 2 cups. So I'm going to jot that down. 1 pint equals 2 cups. That's my conversion factor. And again, I want them to cancel out, so I want to put the cups on the bottom. 2 cups on the bottom. And on top, I will put 1 pint. I can erase the extra part of blue line that I don't actually need because I made it too long, which happens on these easier problems. And now you can see that the cups cancel. I'm left with pints, which was my goal. 6 times 1 is 6. and all I have on the bottom is 2 pints. But we can reduce 6 over 2. Those cancel out to give me 3 over 1, so my final answer is 3 pints. Let's talk about time. Let's go from 240 seconds to minutes. 240 seconds, and I'm converting to minutes. That's my goal. Looking at my conversions at the top, you might see that there's not one listed. So what do you do when that happens? Well, fortunately, we're talking about time, which we're all pretty familiar with. I bet every one of you knows that there are 60 seconds in 1 minute. So just because it's not on our list doesn't mean that we can't do this problem. Again, I want my seconds to go on the bottom so that they cancel out because I have seconds on the top right here. How many seconds? 60. And on top, 1 minute. The seconds cancel. I'm left with minutes, which is my goal unit. Now I just need to do the math. 240 times 1 is 240. And on the bottom, 60 minutes. When I reduce this, I end up with 4 minutes. Inches to yards. You're probably starting to get the hang of this. We start with our blue bar. We start in the upper left corner by placing what we are given. And we go shopping now for something to connect inches and yards. Inches and yards. Inches and yards. Well, here's your yards and feet. Well, here's your yards and miles. Well, there's not one that connects inches to yards on my chart here. However, I do have one that connects inches to feet and one that connects feet to yards. So by utilizing 2 of these conversion factors together, I can ultimately convert from inches to yards. I just need to use both of them. I need to use the fact that 1 foot is 12 inches and 1 yard is 3 feet. I'm going to jot those both down here. 1 foot is 12 inches. And the other factor, 1 yard, is 3 feet. So I have inches on top. I'm looking to put inches on the bottom so that they will cancel out. The only inches I have accessible right now are 12 inches, which equals 1 foot. Now we're getting somewhere, but that's not our goal. Our goal was not to convert to feet, it's to convert to yards. So I have to go a step further. I need to change these feet into yards. Again, I want to put the feet on the bottom so that they're in good place to cancel out with the feet on the top. How many feet go on the bottom? 3 feet, which equals 1 yard. And look what I have. I have my goal unit of 1 yard. So I'm going to multiply across the top. 144 times 1 times 1 is 144. On the bottom, 12 times 3 is 36. When I reduce that, I end up with 4 yards. So we just did an example where we had to use not one but 2 different conversion factors to get to our ultimate goal. Sometimes we'll be given something that has 2 pieces in the unit. For example, a car travels 36 feet per second. So when I try to write this in my chart, I write 36 feet on the top and second on the bottom, which stands for 36 feet in 1 second. We could put that invisible 1 if we want, but we don't need to. So it's time to start converting. Now, off to the side, I'm going to put my goal. My goal is to get MPH. What does MPH stand for? That stands for miles per hour. So I'm trying to get miles on top and hours on the bottom. That's my goal. I currently have feet, but I wish they were miles. So let's go back up to our shopping list at the top. Do I have something that converts feet to miles? I sure do. 1 mile is 5,280 feet. 1 mile is 5,280 feet. So I'm going to put that conversion factor into my chart. I'm going to put the 5,280 feet on the bottom and 1 mile on top. Looking just at the units, the feet cancel and I have miles, which is my goal. But I still have miles per second and I want miles per hour. So we have to go a little bit further. I need to convert seconds to hours. Well, we just learned in the last problem that 60 seconds were in 1 minute. Seconds on the bottom cancel with seconds on the top. I now have minute, but that's not my goal. My goal is to get to hours. So I need to add another line. How many minutes in an hour? There are 60 minutes in 1 hour. My minutes cancel, and I'm left with hours, which was my goal. So when I multiply across the top, I have 36 times 1 times 60 times 60 all over 1 times 5280 times 1 times 1. You don't have to write out this part. I'm just showing you that I'm taking each number on the top and multiplying them and each number on the bottom and multiplying them. And this is a great time to use a calculator because nobody wants to do this complicated level of math in your head. That's beyond the reach of mental math. When I do this on the calculator, I end up getting approximately 24.5 miles per hour.